What's happening, gang? Or should I say, one person? Two. I see you, Willie. Howdy, David. Give the room a few minutes to fill up as full as it's going to get, and then we'll get things underway. 700. What's happening? I know Bryce will be here shortly if he's not already. Lighting's kind of dark. I don't know why. I've got the same setup I always do. Let me try this. Kind of annoying to me, but at least you can see me better, right? I'm blinded. So it is Mother's Day. I don't really expect a whole bunch of people in here tonight. In fact, Lisa won't be joining us tonight either. She's having, hi Wild Bill, Lisa's having her Mother's Day dinner at home right now. Her family came in, and that light's not going to last very long. Got to figure something out where I'm not getting blinded. That's better. Lisa won't be in tonight. She's having Mother's Day. She spent the afternoon with me. We went for a ride, had a good time. To everybody who is in the room, I hope that you have told your significant others and your mothers happy Mother's Day, and you treated them like queens today. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. Volume good, volume bad. You can hear me, you can't hear me. Hey, what's up, brother? This Wednesday. Thanks, Willie. Tell Pam I said, Pam and Val, I said, happy Mother's Day. Joe, great to see you. Tell the missus I said, happy Mother's Day for me. And everybody else with wives and mothers who are within earshot, tell them Zippo said, happy Mother's Day. How you feeling, Joe? Sorry about rocking. I'm really tired. I didn't get to sleep till 1 o'clock last night and woke up at 6 o'clock. So a little on the tired side. It's a good kind of tired though. Wood, thank you very much. Happy Sunday to you too. I bet Bryce is with his mom. That's what I bet. Bryce hasn't missed Evening Roadrunner. Bryce hasn't missed a thank you, Wild Bill. Hasn't missed a live stream yet. Oh, that's fantastic, Joe. Yeah, I'm having a good, other than just being tired, I'm having a real good day. I do have another part to the Quickway loader to edit and upload. I didn't get that done today. I actually shot the video yesterday, but it is done with the exception of throwing the exhaust on it. And I gave Sean the choice of a King's exhaust system or a Pauper's exhaust system, and he opted, thankfully, for the King's exhaust system, so it's going to be pretty sharp. And he's going to be coming to pick them up tomorrow. Howdy, Kevin. He's going to be coming to pick them up tomorrow. So when he does, we'll break the camera out for that too. I broke it out when he dropped them off in September, and I know that he's been very patient. And I know he's ready to get them back, so he'll be getting them back tomorrow. Excuse me, I'm not sure what time, but I do have to run to the hardware store first thing in the morning to grab some pipe to get the exhaust system put together. It's good to know, Willie. I need to see the Black Panther just keep in line with everything. Howdy, Kevin Woodcocks. Again, I know I just said hi to you. My thought on exhaust. You mean on how I'm building it, Willie? I've got a number of different ways that I have done exhaust, and yeah. There's Bryce. Hey, buddy. Thank you. And happy Mother's Day to your mother as well. Yeah, I'll be RBT free, brother. I will be. I'm shaking my head like you know who I'm talking to. You're welcome, Bryce. You're welcome. To the newcomers who didn't hear earlier, Lisa's enjoying her Mother's Day celebration. Her kids are there and her mom's there, so she won't be joining us tonight. But she did say, I'm sorry I won't be able to make it to listen tonight. Apologize for me. So there's her apology. I told her no worries. It's Mother's Day. She doesn't have to be in attendance every time I do a live stream. Howdy, can't kill me. Results of the fabbed dual rattle can muffler. You're talking about the salt and pepper mufflers? The round Briggs with a bunch of holes in the ends of them. On twins, any muffler sounds good. I like the setup that I have on Trader. I think that sounds real good. My personal, humble opinion. Singles, I like to have a fairly long pipe, and I still muffle it, but you can get a nice, deep, low drone out of those mufflers. Hold the two together and welded metal outside. Do you have a video on it, Willie? If so, I'll get over there and look at it. I'll check it out, Willie. Bryce, yes, I have had flint stuck in many, 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 many lighters. And I've got a trick to getting them out. Do you need that trick? I assume you do. Oh, I want to see it though, Willie. I have a tool kit of the flint screw is stuck. Yeah, I remember that from the email that you sent me. I've had them where they've been very, very tight. Typically what I'll do is squash the batting down into it as tight as I can. Then I will hold the flint tube with a pair of really small channel locks like this. I'll hold the flint tube. In fact, here I'll just show you. I've got Zippo lighters sitting here. I take the lighter and I press the batting down, and I get a hold of the flint tube itself underneath, And then I get another pair of pliers and I grab a hold here and I just twist the two apart like that. That's how I get them apart. Have I started the garden yet? Kevin, I was going to start the garden Wednesday, and I had one of those days where I woke up and everything I touched went to crap. So I've got the starter that turns counterclockwise. Can't kill me. I don't know if it's a good one or not, though. I have one. As far as starting the garden, Wednesday was a total flop of a day, which put me a day behind in the appointment book. I've been scrambling to catch up, so the garden hasn't gone in yet. But I do have my plants ready to go in. All I have to do is pull my cages and run the tiller over it and throw the plants in there, and I'll be all set. Can't kill me. It's $50, and you'll have to figure shipping out. Mike the Tractor Guy. Hey, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You're welcome. Had a number of people asking me a whole bunch of really, really good questions off of Howdy Kane. I've had a lot of people asking me a lot of good questions off of YouTube, and a lot of them are carburetor related, and most of them can be answered through videos that I already have posted. And I just wanted to mention that although I absolutely love the personal interaction, sometimes my replies are going to be short and abrupt. It's not for not wanting to sit back and chat. It's because I'm busy and in a hurry. And I'll put quick links in and say, here's where you got to go. The answer's in here. Other times I'll have the time that I can sit and actually type out for a little bit and chat. Everybody knows I like to babble. Well, I'm no different when it comes to emails and messages. I'm the same way in there too. I chat and babble and just go on and on. So you guys do message me off of YouTube, like on my Gmail or on my Facebook, and you've talked to me before and you get a quick one, a quick little reply, and then you get a long reply. You know the difference between why you're getting a short reply or a quick reply. I'm either busy or I'm not busy, and I'm just trying to make sure I get back with you. I knew it was going to be a light night with just 10 of you in here tonight. So hold the tube down with one pair of pliers and knock the screw loose with another set of pliers. Do you got that right? Yes. Yep. Just like if you've got two nuts locked together, you put one wrench on one wrench on the other, and you pop them loose. Well, you're doing that, only you're grabbing the tube with one pair of pliers and you're grabbing the screw with another pair of pliers and just pop them. And if you can, make it a real quick motion. And that usually will break them loose when they're really tight. We're talking about Zippo lighters and the flint tube screws getting stuck. 7117s, if the Kohler KT17 is in good shape and has been well maintained, you can't go wrong. Jonathan, what's happening, brother? Great to see you. Jonathan, you have any good news yet on your radiator emblem? I'm really digging that car, by the way. So, Mike, do you have any questions you want to share with the group this time around? Sorry, I keep glancing at the TV, one of my more favorite movies. Is that the one from Spain or Mexico or whatever it is? Jonathan? I don't speak Spanish, so I couldn't help you there. Argentina. Okay. Well, it might cost you as much to ship it as it costs for the emblem, but you've got to have the emblem if you've got the car, especially with it just being a 1-year deal. 225, if you think about the age of the car, really isn't too bad. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go check out Jonathan W.'s channel. The new car that he picked up, really, really neat. He's building its own carport. And I would too. If I had that car, I would too. And my opinion is burgundy and black with black walls. It'll look a little pimp with white walls. That's just my opinion. Can't kill me. As long as it's all there, it can look trashy as long as it's all there. Yes, Willie, many, many times. Filling the crankcase with gas, many, many times. Kane, the 6-horse aluminum bore, the first one that I got was just a mock-up engine to make sure I had everything right. I've had throttle plate wear too. I think we talked about it, or did we? Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, throttle plate wear. I've had some, and I usually bore them out, get some oil light bronze, make a new bushing, press them in, and I use the existing shaft if it's not wore out too bad. But it's usually the pot metal, that the aluminum, that wears out more so than the throttle shaft itself. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around here. Did I end up putting the 6-horse in? I put it in Mini Lord just to mock everything up to make sure everything was right. The connecting rod was blown up in it, and the bore was pretty trashed. So rather than rebuilding it, I had another deal with Andy Kirkpatrick on a trade. I traded him an anvil for a good running 7 horsepower that takes the same updraft carb, or the same flow jet carb on the updraft intake. So that's in and that runs. And I did post a video on that cane, a brief one, I believe, last year. I think that's what I said I did with them too, Willie, wasn't it? I just bore them out, make a little oil light bushings for top and bottom, and put the throttle arm back in. Bryce, I'm not super clear on what you're asking, but you have the replacement insert. I get that. You're assuming with the replacement insert, it is better as a user lighter than a collector lighter, unless you can. Okay, look at the date code on your lighter that is stuck. The insert should have a date code on it as well. Look at that date code and compare it to the new case or the new insert date code. If they are close, then it is considered a direct replacement. If the collector lighter is an older lighter and the flint has turned to powder, which happens, and the powder then falls down into the threads between the flint cap and the pipe. And once you do that real quick, they usually break loose really quick. But the flints just turn back to powder after time. And when they do that, you just have to break them loose, and then you have to drill you have to take a drill bit that's the same size as a flint and bore out the old flint that remains in there. It was brand new. You got it Thursday. Okay. Just get the new insert and compare the dates on the new insert versus the old insert, throw it in, and if it's a collectible Zippo, put it up, don't use it. But take the flint out first. And if you're careful, you can peel the safety sticker up to where it's just on the lid. Take the flint out, put the insert back in, close the lid, and put that tape back down. Okay, on to Joe Sloan. You said that the Fastenal is in Muncie, that I give them as a destination on the lit shipment. That is correct, Joe. Yeah, you don't give them my home address. You just give them my name and number, and then Dale, that works there, will get a hold of me when it comes in, or you can let me know when it comes in. I go there, and if the shipment has not been paid for them before I can receive the shipment, it'll need to be paid for, and then you can either pay for it on your end or it gets paid for on my end, depending on what your local Fastenal rules are. Yeah, that's true, Willie. I mean, for me to do it, it would be cheaper. Um, Mike, I have a rim. I don't know the condition of it. I need to check. Okay, good to know. The old Shriners Model T, not the fire trucks, but just the little parade cars that they do their maneuvers in. They were around here. We've got Shriners, but we didn't have any. I'm talking to answering Jonathan's question here. Um, Give me just a second, Bryce. Uh, but they're all based on the same thing. They're usually a 5 horsepower Briggs L head and or a Tecumseh, and they're usually pretty bulletproof because a lot of those Shriners weigh 2, 3, 400 pounds, and it still zips those guys around like no problem. But they were sort of kind of mass produced and not all by the same manufacturers, but whoever had the best bidding contract wound up with them. Um, you built your grandson that fireplace car out of the riding mower. You'll have okay, wait, let me back up. Are you wondering what their value is, or are you just wanting to know in general where they came from? Because the manufacturers of them, if you go back to the 60s and 70s, a lot of like the Manco um, go-karts and stuff like that, the old go-karts, companies like that would be the ones that would have made those. Okay, now to Bryce. Lighter case was an L, new one is an E. All right. The That's okay, Bryce. The insert does not have to match the case as long as it has the same year on it. If they both say 17 or both say 18, you're good. They make the inserts in a separate part of the factory as they do the lighters themselves, and they come together, and they don't always merge January for January, February for February. I've got a number of lighters that are. Well, Jonathan, I have not seen the red fire truck at all. So that answers the question of rarity, I guess, because I've seen a lot of these. I've seen a lot of those Shriners vehicles. I've even seen the little 3-wheelers that they used to have. But I've never seen a red fire truck. Old Camel lighter, are they worth any money? Look it up on eBay and check under sold auctions for your exact model. And also bear in mind, condition is everything when it comes to Zippo lighters. Like, for example, this is a gold handy light. They've not made these since late 80s, early 90s. The condition of this, overall is very good. It's in very nice shape with no dents, dings, scratches, mars, or anything like that, although it is used. So it would be more valuable than, say, a lighter that's been beat up, has dents, has dings, and it has considerable wear, like the button wear that's on my lighter there. So if it's not a new Camel lighter and it's not a Camel Joe lighter, it's probably not worth much at all. No problem, Bryce. Happy to help. No problem, Mike. Happy to help. You were a Shriner's kid. All right, Bryce, did you ever see any of the, Jonathan's asking, did you ever see any of the fire truck Shriners, the little go-karts? Joe Sloan. Okay, I'm going to go by there tomorrow and get an idea on what they suggest on how they want me to do it. Okay, so that's the best way to do it, is to have them tell you how to palletize everything. Can't buy that kind of wear at a store. No, you can't. I've had people tell me that. So that thing's earned every mark it's got. Each one of them marks puts $5 on the price. No. It's got character. Yeah, well, it's got more character than I want to spend that kind of money on. You saw a fire truck when you were first inducted. Okay, for all to know, Bryce is in his early 20s. So Jonathan, Bryce might be the one to talk to as far as since apparently he's a Shriner. Maybe he would have maybe Bryce, you would have some kind of a resource to help Jonathan, perhaps. See, I'm with you, Jonathan. Mostly all I ever saw were the little black Model Ts. Bryce, maybe you could ask around and see if any of the older guys are familiar with. Some of my favorite lines when I go to buy something is, well, it ran when I parked it, but yeah, it's been sitting out in the field and the tires have rotted off of it. And it's obviously been sitting there for 25 years. Oh, no, it's only been out there for a couple years. Right. I agree, Willie. I agree. Um, Jonathan is looking at a red fire truck Shriners truck, and he's just wanting to know anything that he can learn about them. He's information junkie like I am. He just wants to be well versed in getting into something that he's got some knowledge about before just diving into it. So if you don't know a whole lot about it, maybe there's a way that you could help him out. Hello, 90 Bob Hop. That's a good price, Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan, Bryce said he could do some asking around, so maybe next Sunday, if you two guys are here for the live chat, we can revisit this. And by then, you may have picked it up, Jonathan. You got a lot of nice stuff in your area. We send you stuff like that Cobalt. Doug, you made it. Howdy. And I've not forgotten about. Hey, Road King, what's going on, buddy? Um, Doug, I've not forgotten about giving the missus a call. It's kind of been the week from hell. So, and if I were to show you what next week looks like, it's not a whole lot better. There's writing on every single day for next week. And I'm even having to piggyback a couple days from this past week where I did not get to things that needed to be done. I'm a one-man band. A few antique riders you need to do a video on sometime. They're the micro-size riding mowers. Micro-size. Oh, like with hard wheels and stuff like that. 90 Bob Hop. No, I answered a little earlier. I was going to do it Wednesday, and everything I touched turned to crap on Wednesday, so I abandoned the idea, which put me a day behind in the appointment book, and I've been playing catch up. So the garden will go in this coming week. Tim, 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 are you going to be there Wednesday? Because that's the only day I'm going to be there. And Ozengay Simplicity, who's in here too, will also be there. Glenn, tell Mom I said Happy Mother's Day, and thank you for stopping by. I like the old Mustangs and the Swishers. I saw your Swisher and the Bantam single front wheel. Yep, I like the Swishers. They're neat. As to go in reverse, you just turn the wheel 180 degrees. They're neat. Okay, 937. Hang on. That's not what I put in, so I need to change that. You were talking about this, right, Tim? That's what the 937 is, correct? Okay. Getting it now. Got it. And I'll be there about 9:30, Tim. Ballpark-ish. I got you. What Tim and I are talking about, I'm going to the Portland Tri-State Gas Engine and Tractor Show swap meet this Tuesday, just this Tuesday. Jonathan, have you ever ridden one of those swishers? Have you ever had one running and ridden them? It's a wild little ride. I had one for a while, and a guy had to have it, so I sold it to him. I didn't get much for it. It had a little Tecumseh on it. Okay, can't kill me. Oh, the Bantam works the same way to go in reverse? That's cool. Is it the Bantam's front wheel drive? The earlier Bantams I thought were rear wheel drive. Those are front wheel drive too. Yes, Bryce. Winnie the Pooh lawn, it's Governor Blue, but it blew because I dropped a valve. And the engine just went straight to wide open, running like a banshee, probably 5,000 RPMs, and I just killed it. You'll be there on Thursday. Okay. Good to know, Tim. I'll let you know when I get there. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know there was two different kinds. You just taught me something new, Jonathan. Howdy, William Seltzer. How are you? I'm glad you're not alone too, Mike. What? What? You want to get it? Come here. Come here. It's just on you making noise. Come here. Come here. Are you going to get it? It's just on you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Get up there. Say hi to Belle, guys. Yeah, Miss Belle. All right, let me get caught up. Okay, I read Jonathan's RD. I meant one of my L's Simplicity. You meant one of my. All right, I'm going to have to back up, Bryce. Everybody hang on just a second. Oh, on one of my Ellis Simplicities, one of my cast iron Briggs, no. And they were available. Those engines, depending on the year and the specs, had either a nylon gear or a steel gear. I've never had either one go. Bryce said hi. Belle. Belle. How rude. It's just like a woman to walk out on you. William, no problem. Always happy to help when and where I can. Bantam lawnmowers only lasted 1 year, 1957. That's a rare one then. Blade broke and hit a neighbor in the wrist and they got sued and went out. Oh, that's nice. Wow. But if you've got one and it was only made in 1957, I'd say you've got a hen's tooth. Tuesday to Saturday. Okay, Tim. Bantams had Lawson's. The Swisher that I had a Clinton. Was it a Clinton? Tecumseh. It had a Tecumseh. I'm sorry. Tecumseh. You have two and have only seen one more online. I'd say you've got the market corner. My 1957 Simplicity Wonder Boy joystick had a Lawson. My 1935 Model A Simplicity one-wheel walk-behind had a Lawson. Your Swisher has Tecumseh? Yeah. Funny thing, Tim. It stopped leaking. So I've got the water pump. I can put it on at any time, but it was just a fluke. I went out one day and I looked, and on the ground was this puddle of antifreeze, and I looked under it and I was dripping. And I started the truck and moved the truck around to the shop, went and got a water pump, took the water pump, put the water pump in the seat, went out and checked the radiator. About 3 days later, the radiator was still topped off. The holding reservoir still had its level in it. I thought, well, that's odd. It drained out. And so I started Old Blue, let it warm up, did a pressure check on it. It pressure checked fine, has not leaked a drop since. Why it decided to puke out some antifreeze there is beyond me. And it came out of the back weep hole. I don't know. It's just a fluke. It's not making any noise. It's keeping everything cool. Willie, I should look up Mythbusters mower fail last season. Kind of rock from a mower, be deadly. They tried replicating results with spectacular failures. I may have to check that out. Then they're shooting that again, aren't they? The Mythbusters. I used to watch it all the time religiously. Now I'm too busy. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was Tecumseh, Jonathan. I think I already mentioned that as soon as you put that comment up. But yeah, new generation now. Does it have any of the old cast and crew? Oh, neck's killing me. We got 40 minutes in here. We'll give it another 5 minutes. No, so all new people. Okay, that's cool. Absolutely. That's just an engine. You've got the whole rest of the tractor. It pop one engine out, throw another engine in, as far as that goes, Bryce. Well, I'll tell you what, Jonathan, I used to think that until I started watching the new Roseanne, and it's just as hysterical and pushing the envelope on politics and everything else as it was many, many, many moons ago. I'm getting a kick out of it. But you're right. For the yeah, same cast. Oh, but remakes with a different cast, I agree. Yeah, it never works. Yep. So Bryce, yes, any simplicity, in my opinion. Okay, I say any simplicity, like a 4,000 series, no. 5,000 series, no. Like from the 1980s when they were competing with China and Japan. But all the ones that were all made here, and yeah, absolutely worth it. Hey guys, we're gonna give it about 3 more minutes. Doug, happy Mother's Day to um, Mrs. Sweener, and I will get on the horn as soon as I get my butt caught up. So be safe. Yes, you can still get rings for your 23D. Critical dimension to a swap. Depends on what the tractor is, Bryce. They are getting real popular, Jonathan. Doing a Predator swap, though, on the older simplicities that take the cast irons means you've got to check a lot of, excuse me, you got to cut a lot of the frames out because the frame is a pocket and it's specifically designed for the Briggs and Stratton cast irons from 10 to, or from 9 to 16 horsepower. So you can't stick a Predator in those very easily without some modifications. Plus, the crankshaft doesn't line up, so you have to make a base plate to raise the engine up and a lot of other fun stuff. That's just on the older ones. On the later model ones where the frame is flipped over, like on the buggy that you made for your grandson, yeah, slap a Predator on it and you're good to go. Yes, Mike, that's my 1964. Tim, I will see you on Wednesday. Wild Bill, take care. I have a little over a minute and a half left, and then I'm going to call her quits. Yeah, you're right, Bryce. That is. Mike, do I still have the dual wheel simplicity with the belly blade? Yes. It is my old 1964 Landlord. It now has 26 1212 Goodyears on the back and instead of the duals, but I can go back to duals at any time. Jonathan, thank you very, very much for stopping by. I hope you get the information you need for that Shriners fire truck. I'd be interested to see that one come up. William, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys, I've got just a little over a minute. I'm going to get myself ready to hit the end stream button, and it'll ask me twice. That's why it always takes a minute for it to go away. I appreciate everybody coming up and spending a little bit of your time with me tonight. We kept it within 45 minutes. We were a little shorter last week, but we had a bunch of good questions tonight too. Wide, diverse array of questions this time, which is great. I always enjoy that. No problem, Bryce. I'm always here to help. Always here to help. David, I will see you next week. Thank you guys for coming in. Joe, thanks for coming and hanging out. We'll talk about the shipping issue, the shipping and everything. So just shoot me an email and we'll see what we can do. Willie, bye, Bryce.